a, a double head of me. I think to the. All right. Yeah, I see two of me, and I'm time lagged just a taste.
Um, the audience is seeing a PIP.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a picture scenario going
Okay.
on. So
Okay.
it's
Cool.
I got Facebook. And let's make sure. Let's- Okay. All right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was all set to go. All right, Facebook come back up. All right, create that stream. Close that. Maybe two.
Oh, you're getting the tone low too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to turn my mic down. Probably feeding back from Facebook too. Close that. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, I had all this set up.
I'm surprised my computer's even working, man.
You serious?
It's oh man, this well, I have an old one, man, but I've the MacBook Pro actually has worked pretty cool, but I have too much music on it.
Ah, I know
Man,
that
these
feeling.
music programs way everything down.
My MacBook is melting. In the middle is it's buckling.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we should be there. Turn this mic down. All right. Jeez.
Sounds like it's on its way.
Yeah. Got one more stream to turn on. All right. Yep. So we're cooking with grease. And my mic is loud.
Uh-oh.
I got it. Audio settings. Turn this bad boy down. Gee. Where the heck? Oh, here it is. Yay. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Great. No feedback. All right. Wow. So after 10 hours of deliberations, I finally got my man Reggie Washington online. And Reggie, you doing some great things, man.
Man, only thing we're trying to do is survive and bring the music, man.
Hey. So I always brag about you and your family because you're pure musicians.
No, man, it's what we're talking right now in some stream. this is one of the reasons why that type of hunger is not there, because music and information can move so much quicker than it did in like the 60s and 70s, man, and even the 80s, man. So, we advance in these ways, but unfortunately, you lose in others.
Right. Well, I just want to give him a little heads up. We grew up together in the project, stable in the houses. And talking about your dad, man, may he rest in peace, and your mom. Your dad was a jazz fanatic, right?
Man, he was an avid lover of music, to the point, bringing musicians to the house so he could come and look at his vast and extensive record collection of jazz, man, from everywhere, man. Things like records you get for $1.25 at Woolworths, or the ones that fell off the truck on 125th Street and on Hudson River, around in that area, man. And he was just playing all these. He was just playing. He liked big band, man. And my brother, Kenny, he loved it. So it continued on with him. He started to be a serious fanatic. But my old man was bringing folks home. He was bringing folks home to eat fried chicken and listen to records and
I
drink.
remember coming over to your house a couple times, and I mean, you guys are blessed because you got your father actually knew musicians that could train you, you know, in your respective crafts. And I remember coming over one day in an event, had somebody over, and I forgot who it was, but Kenny told me, I was like, oh, whoa, this guy, the name. But it also came through and you got in your family. I mean, like you said, Ken, great percussionist. I don't like to call him a drummer, I call him percussionist, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and we had the honor of working together at Sirius again.
Ah, cool. That's right. Okay.
And then catching up with you with Jamming Colors was great for me because I try to support as many indies as I can, especially if I know them and I grew up with them, because I understand how this business can be from being a musician. Although I didn't take that professional route my brother took and you guys took. I think I went more to the business side of it, but still it helped me because I was able to respect and understand what it took to be a musician.
Man. I never understood a lot of what I was doing until I had to fend for myself. You know, being in a band for the past 20, 20, 25 years, being a glorified sound man, glorified side man. That sort of thing, it keeps you sort of away from the business aspect. You just kind of go along at the wave of the band. But when I met my wife, Stephanie, she was young and ambitious, and she was just starting a music management agency, and she wanted to expand to folks in the U.S. Because I met her in New York, and she was talking this. She said, "Why aren't you a leader?" I said, "Well, I didn't feel like making that kind of plunge into that responsibility, And then one thing after another, once I moved over into Europe, it came clear that I wasn't going to be a side man, because folks were looking at me. Okay, you're going to be here for a little while. Oh, that's nice. We'll give you a special, do a special, but then, you're here. Well, when are you leaving? And they were starting to wait for that, and as Stephanie was telling me, you're going to have to be a leader. You've played enough. You have a tenure, and you play with respected enough musicians. Plus, you've been touring over here. You should be able to get gigs and get some kind of respectability. It was just me feeling about myself, whether I had what it took. But I certainly found out being a leader makes you a better side man, to be able to play with others. You understand the leader and what he has to deal with on a day-to-day basis. when I started getting with Steph, she was showing me the business aspect of it, which I didn't really understand a lot of it, and I started putting things together as I would recall some of things that were going on the road before when I was on tour. But now I was able to see everything full circle. So now I feel a much larger entity, not just a musician. I understand this business. I understand how it works, the pitfalls, and I go back to the forefathers. Is this they said, man, you want to be a flash in the pan, or do you want to be? What do you want to be? You want to be remembered out here, man? You want to be, you want to be on the top now, or do you want staying power? You want to be doing this while when you get old, don't you? So yeah, just want to stick to the straight and narrow, man. Don't veer away from your vision. And so far, it's been a hard road, but it's much more satisfying when you're able to have. I have all of my material right here. All of my material is here. I'm not with my, we have our record company, or that's the label. We have management. We have places where we can distribute. We have folks like you who are patrons and patriots of the music, where we can get this type of thing out to whoever is going to listen to it. It doesn't have to be mainstream. It's just whoever is going to listen to this, and if somebody listens to it and they like it, they're going to tell somebody else, yo, you should check this out. And that's the old way. I don't need to be a YouTube sensation. And most of them cats, man, come on. You ask him to ask him to do an R&B gig one day, and then ask him, yo, can you do a blues gig tomorrow? How about can you do a reggae gig next week? You know, I can. I don't got no problem like with that, because I appreciate all the genres and I've done my work for the past 40, 50 years. But some YouTube kid, good luck to you. Good luck to you. If you need some help, you might as well come to the well.
It's another thing that um, runs in your family. I don't know if Yvette has it, but definitely you and your brother have this comedic style that I just love. Sarcastic but real. You know,
That's from my old man. My father, pops had that. He could say it in an eloquent way, and then not really tippy toe around it, but make your point, and then dance and move.
right, right.
Wait for the comeback.
And I mean, even in, I was looking for the video you put out where you had the bass. I think you were carrying it through I won't say the jungle, but you wanted to get the true sound of nature. And
Yeah, man.
video because I thought it was hilarious. You were like, I really want to do this, and then during the process of you seeing what you had to go through, it's like, did I make the right decision?
Man, it's that's funny because that's right, like about a couple of minutes from my crib.
Oh
And
wow,
my wife and her buddy, she's a videographer, and says, let's go out in the woods and we can do the shoot out there. I say, yeah, all right, cool. Where you want to go? Says, well, I stopped maybe a couple of feet inside the fire. So I said, all right, this is cool. Says, no, no, you can hear the cars. Let's move in. So we started going in, and then I got the bass. And I'm thinking, man, and I got on shorts, and we keep walking, and then there's a brook, and there's a bridge, and then there's some rocks, and you got to go over the roots. And all this time, she's filming me, and a lot of that stuff I didn't know that she was filming me. Man, there was some, some interesting wordage that was could have been bleeped out during them times.
Right.
But we got to a nice place where there was some sun and this huge ass tree and a little bit of shadows, and we did it out there. It's fun. It was fun. It's beautiful out there.
I gotta find that video because I definitely want to post it up and let people know. Because again, that shows your love for the art. You know.
Oh, that's vintage. That's vintage new acoustic trailer.
Okay. So I'll
Yeah,
find
that's
that.
for the new. That's for the newest CD.
Okay. Cool. So let's talk about. Well, first of all, shout out to your wife, man, because she's doing her thing.
Thank
Whenever I need anything, she's quick to respond. She lets me know what you guys are doing, and I hop right on it.
you, man. She's definitely a warrior.
Yep.
She's a warrior for the art. Sometimes to a fault, but it's in a good way. And you need warriors like that in your corner. She's straight to the point, and sometimes she listens to me a little bit too much. And she's got some. She can get a little bit of New York City growing up in her when she want to.
So what made you eventually move to Belgium, right?
Yeah, in Brussels,
Brussels.
man. It's love.
Love.
Yeah, love. Yeah. Plus, I was at a certain place in my life in New York, man. You're going around in circles. You kind of circling the bowl, and I had to do some reevaluation. It was the gig with Roy Hargrove and RH Factor was doing quite well, but it caught me in a world,
Right.
and I wasn't doing anything else. If I wasn't doing that, folks were thinking that I was with Roy doing the quintet, which I wasn't. And Roy was always working, always working. So I was just with the an occasional quintet, if that was any, and RH Factor. So people thought I was playing with Roy, and there wasn't really anything happening. I was always over in Europe, and I needed some kind of change because things were not I wasn't really happy. I was searching, and everything just got stagnant. And this was like, why not? Let me just check things out. Um, and once I got here, I started to do a serious gut check, see where I am, see where my head is, and I had to get my head out my ass, really, for the most part. Pharmaceuticals, drinking, drugging, and it's just a horrible cycle in New York that people tend not to let you get out of. They'll just let you run in that little circle until you get to be crabs in a barrel, and you just keep getting pulled in. I was able to get out, and then I started to reevaluate certain things, why I was doing what I was doing. So I wasn't able to face the past of other stupid shit that I did, and then get my whole karmic thing together, and focus on me and some kind of purpose. So then she was asking, "You want to be a leader? You need to be a leader. Write some music." So I don't want to write new music. Why not? Everybody else does. And then I tried it. Started writing more music. Wrote with a purpose.
Right.
And then trying to get concepts. She was pushing me to 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 use my brain. You know, just making me pissed off, and I just do it until I started to realize, stupid, this is what you need to be doing. So it perpetuated itself. It was very hard because nobody wanted to. I didn't have any gigs, so I had to make them.
Wow.
Get some other folks around here, integrate people around in that are around me in this area. And Europe, man, it's just another scene. U.S.,
Very different.
you know, I got my homies, but I got my homies here too.
Right. It's interesting because my brother, he's been in Italy for years. Same thing
Yeah,
entertaining. And I went over to the military and he entertained as a DJ. But I can relate because sometimes you gotta step out of the box and try something different. And sometimes another country enlightens you. And Italy enlightened me too. Rome, great place. Lived there, I enjoyed it. And ironically, when I came back, they sent me to Biloxi, Mississippi, and that's where I encountered racism. So, go figure, you know. But what I want to do is I'm gonna put up the uh, Jammin Colors website, and I'm gonna put your image over it, so you can talk about some of the other artists and music on the site and on the website. So,
ah,
all right. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna move the site over.
ooh, well, say EJ Strickland and Gene Lake. Who else is there? Paul Jost. Yeah, they don't use the J in France. Jason Miles on keyboards. Manuel Varela on piano. There, and my homie Gene Lake. There are a couple of other people on there too, if I'm not mistaken. Besides me, I think Ivan Padua and Laurent Deville are a couple of folks on there. They're really, really exceptional individuals in their own right. It's a nice and kind of eclectic group of folks that are on here, and Stephanie picked them all herself. Like, well, she likes the person's personality. That's the one thing that's tantamount. She has to dig where dig where you're coming from. If you have something to say, she certainly wants to hear it. If it's like what everybody else is saying, I guess she don't want to hear that. But everybody here that's there, that's on her website are gifted human beings with good hearts, and it's a pleasure to be among them. Some I haven't known for a great period of time. Some of them I've known since I was a scupper. As in with Gene Lake. But it's a great bunch.
Yeah, I look at them like, wow. We play all of the music on the Groove, which is our eclectic jazz format, and we get so many great compliments. And most of the power comes from overseas. Most of the listeners, and we don't really do a lot of social media marketing. It's just the fact that when you have good music and you can get it out to these platforms, people find it.
Man, people have to hear it, man. This is this is this is what is I've learned over a period of time that music has a certain music has a function, and music has power. You can use it for good, you can use it for evil. Depends on what it is. A lot of times, when I was younger, I was just playing just to play, looking cute on the stage, and that was it. I never really thought of having some type of message, and I would look at other artists and different entities, people, and not really think much of it. But I would get people coming up to us after the gig and say, "Man, your gig was really, really inspiring. Man, it really helped my life, man. It saved me from some. It's gonna make me feel good going back home." And I was usually saying to myself, "Yeah, right. Sure, you're just blowing smoke." Just not. As I got older, I started to realize the function of music, and who do you cater to? Who are the people that are that are doing this. That are coming to see us. The people that are buying CDs and stuff. We don't think about those people. But when I do gigs now, I see it, and I can feel it. These are the type of folks that went to 9 to 5, and this is an outlet. It's medicine for folks, man. So they can go and they listen to that last tune of your set, and then they walk home or they drive home or they ride home on the subway, and they're whistling that tune in their head. And that makes it just a little bit easier to go back home, to go to sleep, to wake up and go back to that 9 to 5 again.
Right.
So what is yeah, we have a what would you call it? We have a mission, man. And I think Dr. Cornel West called it he called it Love Warriors.
Mm.
So that's he was calling John Coltrane Love Warrior during the civil rights movement.
Right. Okay.
So I think, yo, okay, if music's medicine, I got something for you.
Right. You sure do. Wow. So, what do you want them to hear off the new project? Or what would you like them to play?
Ah man, play Fall.
Fall?
Yeah, that's a Wayne Shorter tune.
Let me see if I got it.
I think that's the second. Yeah, that's the second tune on this CD. That one and also Half Position Woody. That's another good one.
Yeah, I like that one too. I gotta see if I have them in the screen. Play them all. What the hell? See if I can get it from. Is it on the website too?
I have no idea. I'm one. I have no idea what's going on. Stephanie, you think she's got it all.
Oh, wait, I have it too. That's with technology, boy.
See, back in the day of needle on the record, man.
You know it. You know it. Come on.
Because I've played this tune a lot. Well, so my first CD also, and just from meeting Wayne Shorter, having an opportunity to like get into his brain and speak with him, he's certainly an influence on my musical development. So, plus I've tried to reinvent this tune in a few different ways. So this is another one of the ways that I reinvented this song.
All right. Wow. So when was the last time you got back to Staten Island or New York?
Christmas. That was two Christmases ago, and it was the first time in I think about 30 years that Kenny and I played together.
Oh wow. Where were you
And
at?
we played at the church. Yvette's been doing her the kids the children's string ensemble.
Okay.
So I went and played with them, and then Kenny, myself, and the pianist James Weidman came up, and we played some Christmas stuff, like jazz trio. So it was interesting.
Wow, that was cool. First time you
You
played
know.
that, you and your brother playing together.
Oh yeah, it was tense. My sister was she gets all bubbly about stuff like that, man.
That's her
But
brother.
Kenny was rather he was cool. He was actually he was. cooler than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be annoying. But no, 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 no. That's my brother. I love my brother.
Yeah, yeah, that's my boy. All right, so let's see if it's here, here. Because I'm not at the office. That's where all the music is. So I'm trying to connect to it here. 2019. Oops.
Because most of the tunes were done on acoustic bass, so I needed to get that out of my system. But Fall is one of the very few tunes on the album that is with like two, I think two electric basses are on there. I think with a whole bunch of keyboards and drums and soprano sax.
I found it. Good. I actually had to put it in a folder for one of my jazz announcers, Bill Lee. He's out of Vegas, but he does a nice show for us every night, 2 hour show of there we go.
Yeah, I like that song because it's pretty strong, and you can place it any place in a in any kind of playlist that you have. Yeah, learning to produce CDs and having a friend that's an engineer, and that's another thing that I've learned while I was over here too. I use a lot of my time in the studio and started to learn about, well, even talking to my brother about timing. He's, yo, man, all the tunes on your CDs are too long, man. I said, oh man. Okay, so I was thinking about a lot of that. A lot of that. I had that thought process in my head as I was recording the CD, which tunes would be able to work. This one's a bit long, but there's a lot of stuff in it.
Well,
It's heavy with things that people can hold that'll hold people's attention, and they won't worry about the time as much.
it's interesting you said that. I just finished working on this lady's first single, and it's a song basically for those that are hearing impaired.
Mhm.
So she wanted specific um, sounds in it. So we put like the heartbeat, things that we know that they could hear. Even the drums that we used and things with, certain sounds that we found out that the hearing impaired could actually feel.
Yeah, you can give them. You can give hearing impaired like 125 hertz. If you can get 150 and lower, you can feel that sonic down in the base of the brain. A lot of man, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I just send it to you. She's from same place the Kardashians are. And she's half of. My wife was here. She'd know. Remember
Oh,
she
what is she, Armenian?
Armenian. She speaks Armenian and Russian.
Oh,
So when
okay.
she came to us, this concept, I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. Let's try it. So we did. And now we're going to do the second song for her. It's about a gym, a workout song. I have to send that first song so you can take a listen. She's not the greatest, but I like the concept. So, all right, let's hear Fall.
Uh-oh. Hope that wasn't me.
That's it was getting funky, Reg.
Hmm?
All right. I like that. I like the instruments. And now I hear it again. I can hear the things you added in. It added that funk to it, that R&B, those sounds. By the way, your sister says hi.
Hello. Yeah, man, that tune was made a serious metamorphosis. Plus, playing with Bobby Sparks on keyboard, he's a wizard. So I would just, we played our literal, what do you call it? Our initial tracks, and then after that, I would just let him go after it. And say, hey, go ahead, man, play anything you want. So there are at least three or four keyboard tracks on there. So it was fun to just stack all these things and make sure that it sounds right.
And that's another thing I like in the production side, dealing with a lot of these kids. They don't understand what stacking is. They
Oh
don't even
well.
understand how to write a song.
Yeah, well, that's not even the stacking is just the ingredients that you put in there. The writing a tune, it's kind of funny. I've heard a couple of tunes that for putting songs together, song construction, they're okay. All depends on what you're trying to go for,
Right.
and
Well,
it's usually what do you call it? Simple. Or you're getting kids. You're getting 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Something that's simple to get into the system. Like Happy.
right?
Well, Pharaoh's tune. That's a cool tune, man.
Yeah.
That one and see my daughters they listen to that stuff, man. So it's I listen to what they listen to and see where stuff is coming from. There's a Justin Timberlake did something on Troll,
Okay.
and it's a basic tune. It's a nice tune. You can hum it.
Right.
That's it.
All right. Let's talk about. Let's see if I can get half position Woody up here.
See, and that's another thing. That's I was just trying to play that tune in trio format with Robbie Coltrane and Gene Lake. It's just about shapes on an instrument, and see how many chords I can put that sound right in that little shape of a melody. Because all of it is in half position on the bass. The whole melody is just there.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Um, you have certain positions on the acoustic bass. There's half position, first position, second, third, and and so forth, going down the fingerboard of the instrument. The half position is closest to the head of the instrument, of the head of the bass. So I'm just playing that there. It's just a handshake, and I moved it around a little bit and made it rhythmically different, and it's just 4 bars.
Wow.
But everybody seems to like this tune,
Yeah.
and they like the solo on it. But I have a funk version of it that's just Woody,
Oh wow.
and then I have this jazz version.
Wow.
So these. So it's all here. That's the whole melody.
don't seem to stop right there.
I have no idea.
That's all right.
Oh, and we're also getting some slapback too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did it stop? You
Oh,
stop.
I see the delay between the two screens.
Again, right there. Oh, wow. Maybe
Loves
it
me
doesn't like
not.
long songs.
Huh?
Maybe it doesn't like long songs.
Yeah. They said, oh, that's it. We can only take 5 minutes at a time. Thank you.
Yeah. But anyway, well, I just want you to know I'm proud of what you've been doing, man.
Thank you, man. It's glad. I'm glad to hear that folks. I can hear it.
It's a good point.
Ooh.
All right. Bad Reg. Where do we go? There it is. All right. So I just got to keep pushing, jamming colors. Get more people over there to check out the site and the videos. So tell me about this concert that you guys did. Oh, wait a minute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Tell me about the concert that you guys are doing.
You're talking about Act for Music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was an alternative for it's we needed some place to play some music. I at first I wasn't really into it because I'm not a geek, man. I'm not a techno geek. But the desire to play and have others, we had to make the attempt to try to do it. It was for me it was kind of difficult, but once we got everything together and I was able to get the music together and then record it and then video what I recorded, then it was okay. I could deal with it. It was pretty. It turned out pretty good, in fact. But it was
Right.
certainly it was hard going for me. I could do it now. I could do it now. It's cool, but just to do it, it was kind of crazy because it's a lot more work than just doing a regular gig, but performing music on a stage. That's for sure.
Definitely.
And I'm wondering how many people are going to ultimately see this. I'm hoping that the rebroadcast, because they're reproadcasting it until June 27th, or maybe into July also. If you get one ticket, you can see you can see it until the 27th or something. And also, I think you can see the other shows too.
Oh, cool. So where do they go to get tickets?
Um, let me see. It's actformusic.org.
Okay.
Either that or there's some stuff that we have on Facebook.
Okay, cool.
You can go to either my page and you can find that one. You can find it on EJ Strickland's page,
Okay, cool.
Paul Jost, Manuel Verera's page, and also on Jam and Colors and Stephanie's page. It's called Jam and Colors Stay Strong,
Okay.
and you can get the tickets there. It's as much money as you want to give,
Oh, cool.
and it's not 20, 30, 40 euro. You can give whatever you want.
Oh, that's cool.
But I think you name your price.
Right. That's good. That's good. Well, you got my support.
Cool.
You know, again, your wife's doing a great job. I look forward to the interviews with the other guys. And just pushing your music out more to the audience, man, so they can hear it.
The best thing to give you is the best representation of honesty that I can give. Now we got some new stuff coming out. It's funny. I wanted to make a CD that's talking about awareness, power, strength, and what is the word exactly? Like revolution. And I've recorded this stuff in April and May, and I've been doing overdubs and whatnot. But since all of this stuff has happened, it, it's even more important that we get this out. And now I'm going to get more people because I know I have access to them a little bit more now. I can kind of find folks, and we can pool our resources and pool that energy and help people get through this. They were talking about it. Getting a vaccine is that's a wonderful thing. That's going to get us past the virus. What's going to get us through the virus is music.
Good point. Very good point.
Oh, but shoot, unfortunately, we're the first people to be stopped and the last people to be restarted.
Yep.
So we're watching and checking out the playing field, seeing what's happening for the summer. seeing what's happening for the fall. But people gotta respect the social distancing and all of that in order for us to flatten the curve.
Right.
So I'm hoping that we can that everybody can get a hold of this and then continue on. But I'm not gonna be the one that's getting on planes, man. I'm feeling funny about planes. We might get a caravan, get a put the van on the back of the
Right.
truck. May do that and then ride around the country and play and stuff like that. Or go back on the street again, man.
Right. What words of encouragement would you give some of these young musicians?
Man, get back to your basics. Get to the forefathers, man. Don't think that you know everything because you don't. And the best way to find out where you're going is to know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And that's the way I was taught. I was taught by the forefathers. I had the old heads, had the old brothers in my ear because they saw something for some strange reason. They saw something in me. They saw something in my brother. They saw something in a whole mob of us to put the love into us, kick our asses when we needed to, and that's what you need. It was encouraging for me. I've done that to a couple of young bloods, and some of them come around, others don't. Just as long as I can get one.
Right.
If I get one, I'm all good. I feel good with the world. But I can just tell them stay with the basics, man. If you got questions, no question is too stupid. Just ask and humble yourself. Humble yourself and enjoy this music because it's a gift. It's a
Yeah.
gift, and we can, let's not ruin this gift, and keep it for the next folks that are supposed to get it.
Yeah. You mentioned something right behind me is right over there history. It says just that. In order to know where you go, you got to know where you came from, bro.
Amen. I know where I came from. I know I man, shoot. You came from Stapleton houses, New York City. That was rich with talent, man. Me, you, your brother, my sister, Herman Hill. There were, Dudley Waterman, Janice Waterman. There were so many folks. Dave Innes, my homie.
Yes. Yep.
There were Todd Rhodes,
Todd
Craig
Rhodes.
Rhodes,
Yep.
Eric Cummings.
I was
There
just
were
thinking, yeah.
so many cats that were playing their instrument, man. Sly Scott was in New Brighton. You
Listen to
know, there were
listen.
there were so many folks, man. And I'm glad that we're still here to tell the story and to continue this journey because it certainly ain't done yet.
Right.
And a lot of our folks a lot of our folks are leaving this planet, man. For needless reasons. A few of my friends, they're gone because of this COVID madness,
Wow.
and it's sad, and it brings just another limelight and another microscope on the lack of adequate health care for people of color. You see this, or in another microcosm, the absence of health care and insurance for musicians in general, because a lot of us we're working from paycheck to paycheck. We have nothing. So when things like this happen, unfortunately, I don't work at Juilliard or the Brussels Conservatory or Antwerpen Music Conservatory. Unfortunately, my work is solely on record sales and touring. And I'm just now trying to get the thing online lessons and stuff like that. But these mediums, they make the media, it makes it a little bit difficult to do lessons. But I gotta spread the word one way or another.
Yeah. Have you spoken
So
to Tracy?
this is what we're dealing right now.
Have you spoken to Tracy how they're suffering?
No, I haven't spoken to her in years.
I have to get you her info. She's, I think, executive director of the National Jazz Museum in Harlem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was the one that helped me get my nonprofit started. So she's really
Man, I've been.
connected up in Harlem. And I think you need to give her a call. I'll get you her info. I'll email it to your wife. I don't think I have your email. I'll email it to you. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you and back what you guys are doing. Because I'm trying to get the same thing from her artists, what we're doing right now. Because, the technology's gotten better. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are, we can conduct an interview. And right
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
with all this COVID, it's a great time to teach. It's a great time to learn about new musicians and artists that you didn't know. So I take it as, let me get you guys together. Because she's got a whole lot of musicians up there, legacy musicians. And I'd like to help her expand the same way. Because I was actually going to set up their site for streaming and give them a radio station. But we never got around to that. Maybe in the
She's
future.
at the Jazz Museum in Harlem.
National Jazz Museum in Harlem.
Do they do jam sessions every week up there?
They do something up there. She's gotten, I see the calendars gotten a lot busier recently. And she
Okay,
also,
because I know a couple of players, a couple of cats that go uptown every weekend to do he calls it praise the elders. I say, oh yes, it's a great young bassist that's coming into his own. His name is Cochran Holt.
okay.
This young man is he yeah he's very I'm very pleased with hearing him, and he's a good man, good brother, and he's an excellent player. He's been playing with Kenny Garrett for the past ten years, I believe.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, he went to school with Yvette's daughter, Ayana,
Wow.
at Shenandoah College, and they were friends. And he was playing. These guys on a scholarship, and she used to hear him play. Says, my uncle plays bass too. Says, really? Oh, cool. And that was about it. And then he says, where you playing? I'm playing at so and so. Oh, cool. Says, you said that your uncle plays bass. He says, yeah, my uncle. I got another uncle. He plays drums too. Says, really? Who's your uncles? Says, Kenny Washington, Reggie Washington. And this kid jumped out his skin. What? That's your uncle? Oh man, yo, I gotta get with you. So I've seen him a couple of times when he's come over here with Kenny Garrett, and he's one of these young men that he respects what has happened before. He respects his elders, and he's trying to pave a new way for his own of his own.
That's good.
And if somebody you should check out is him,
I'm definitely going to. Cochran Holt.
Cochran Holt.
I'll look for him. I'm going to get you in touch with Tracy. So,
Okay, cool.
all right, well, I got to jump. What time is it over there, by the way?
Let me see. What 10:02
In the
p.m.
morning.
No, p.m.
Okay.
I still got a teeny bit of sunlight left. It's yeah, you can see it just behind me. Yeah, it's going down. It's
Well,
going down. I just finished feeding all the girls. They're up. They go to school tomorrow. So it's like, you'll go, and I'll
right.
deal with this.
Exactly. Exactly. That's cool. Well, if you need anything, I'm here. Reach out. I'm gonna try to keep promoting Jamming Colors, everything you guys are doing over there.
Please, man. We appreciate it. We'll send you little snippets of stuff that's going on, and plus there's some other rather interesting folks that are throwing, that they got their flavor, man. It's very interesting. Yeah, US ain't the only place that's got flavor, man. And it's quiet as it's kept. If folks in the U.S. were to listen more to folks in Europe, there would be, I think there would be a much better communication, man, and just another renaissance of a different type of music to
Right.
come out, man. But we'll have to wait for that.
Yeah. America
Yeah,
got
I
to
got my
catch up.
job to do. But until then,
Right. America just got to catch up.
no, they don't got to catch up. They just got to catch a clue, man. Got to get on the straight and narrow because
Yeah.
folks gotta recognize, man, that it's a new day, man. Change is gonna come. We've been waiting a little bit too long, man. My what's up?
Well,
Uh,
it's
what
time to
time
move
is
on.
it? Yeah, it's time to move on, folks. You I don't even we'll be here another hour if I start getting into the politics of it all because I've done a couple of videos, a couple of interviews about racial injustice, asking me questions about racism that I've had in the US and also racism that I've had over here in Europe. And it's a systemic problem all over the world. But the US, it's especially special for colored folks, and it's been like that, So folks just got to wake up. Hopefully we can survive it, and it'll be within our lifetime when we see some kind of sun come out.
Yeah, you're right about that. I hope it is in our lifetime. I'm gonna play half position, half position Woody again to take it out.
Now. Okay, that's cool.
All right,
All right, yo, man, take care now.
all right. You gone?
No, no, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't even get over there yet.